It's your girl Quincy, and we are live on the red carpet of From the Rough movie premiere. We've got interviews coming up with Taraji P, Henson, Henry Simmons, and Latoya Luckett. Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Taraji P. Henson, and you're watching Studio Q.
Studio Q show, now you know.
You know, I had several conversations with Coach Catana Starks before we started principal photography, and the one thing that I was concerned about, I just asked her how important was it to her that I walk like her, talk like her, look like her. She wasn't concerned with any of that. She just wanted the world to know her story. She said, just tell my story. I trust you as an artist, as an actor. I'm a fan of your work. Just tell my story. I trust you.
So that relieved your pressure?
It relieved the pressure. So when I was on set, what started happening is I would go off book and I would ad-lib, and I would hear her in Video Village saying, oh my God, that's how I would say that.
But what did you do that she said that?
I don't know. I can, when I watch the movie, I'm like, oh yeah, that's an ad-lib. But I think it was one time I said, get your head in the game or something like that. And she was like, oh my God, that's what I would say. You know, so it came from an organic place, and that's the best way to work when you're acting.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. And it was fun too, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Every day on set, she'd be like, you are mean. And you, yeah. Yeah, a little. But the thing is, I didn't approach the character as being mean. I looked at it as someone who was well-intentioned, had a particular thing in mind of trying to help the university. And in doing so, you know how people are like that. They think they're doing the right thing, and from their perspective they are, but then they're destroying everything in their path.
And they can't see it. It's like they have
and they can't see it, yeah. And then it becomes personal. Instead of, it's no longer about the thing that you were trying to help, it's personal. It was wonderful. I mean, the time down there was wonderful in New Orleans. Working with Taraji was a complete joy. She's an incredible actress, obviously, but just as a human being, she's so down to earth. Her personality just fills the room. She's incredible.
Listen, that woman is amazing, and she's just like, she has this natural thing about her acting, which is how it's supposed to be. You're not supposed to be acting when you're acting. Even though you're an actor, you're not supposed to be acting. So she's a great example of an actress that never acts. You know what I mean?
Well, how did your music influence you acting?
You know what? That's a great question, because I have absolutely no idea. I think they're both emotional. You have to pull from somewhere, your personal experiences, and I've had to do that, especially in acting.
You don't have to do much. You just have to listen and respond. That's all you have to do. She'll do the rest for you. She's wonderful. She treated you as an equal, and she respected you as an actor. No issues, no. And then she cracks a lot of jokes. Yeah, I can't say some.
You can't share none of the jokes?
I can't, because they're heavy.
Oh,
they're funny.
Okay.
They're rated R.
So how do you become the only black on an HBCU on a golf team?
Movies. Yeah, I don't know how that happens. Yeah, it's actually a crazy, real, true story. And so when I read it, I was like, wow, they actually did that, like ship people over to a black college, and there's only like one, maybe two black people on the team. So I thought that was a really interesting facet to the story, and I was excited to kind of get around crazy people and you know, see how that all meshed, you know.
Did you guys become like a team, you know, in a sense?
We did in real life, actually. I mean, like, we all kind of bonded immediately, and so it was really easy to translate to the film, you know, our camaraderie and our teamwork. It was really easy because we were all really close on set, so it was cool in that way.
And what was it like working with Taraji?
It was terrible, to be honest with you. No, I mean, she was really amazing, and to work with as an actor, and also just in real life, she's just the most amazing person ever. So when you get around her energy, it's just, you kind of are picked up. And I mean, you guys know about Taraji. She is what everybody thinks she is. She's amazing.
How does it feel to see this all come together?
Whew. As they say, you know, it's your child may not be all the, you know, but it's still your child, right?
Right.
So it's wonderful to see the film finally come to the screen. It's been a long time coming, and a lot of hard work and a lot of belief to make it happen.
And why could only Taraji play this part?
Well, Taraji is one of the most talented women working. And notice I didn't say African-American women, but one of the most talented women working. She's also an amazing filmmaker. She just doesn't show it. But only Taraji could have pulled this off. To me, she was the embodiment of what Coach Starks did and who she is.
And why is it important that we have these types of stories?
Well, you know, our history is so covered up that it's all in front of us. Our heroes and sheroes, they're everywhere. And I think people really just have to open their eyes. It doesn't have to be the big giant stories. You know, in our neighborhoods, it took a lot to overcome what she overcame, and it wasn't very long ago. So she's an amazing woman. It was a real privilege and honor to work with her.
Why did you want to tell this story?
Well, I think her story was just a very compelling story. You know, she coached the first men's golf team in the history of the country, and she wasn't even a golf coach at the time. She had been a former swim coach. So I think it shows you her resiliency, her talent, and her commitment to do whatever she was going to do and do it well.
I'm so inspired by your story. How does it feel to see it on a big screen?
Well, it's exciting. I love what was done to the movie. Influence those who are interested in trying things differently. Although it is coaching golf, there may be some young ladies who can use it as in a business sense, and we just have to get motivated, because if you look at the number of African Americans who are on tour, the number is very small. So we need to inspire and motivate others to do those kinds of things. Yeah.
Well, who was your Coach Starks?
Who was my coach? I didn't have a coach. You know, you won't believe it, but I grew up without playing any sports. I played the sports in the yard, in the streets, and that sort of thing, but not on the team professionally. Absolutely, the only thing that I did outside of that, because I was told as a child that I couldn't play sports. I had asthma real bad, and during that era, they had no clue about what to do and how to treat asthmatics. So eventually, my mother said, "You don't listen to them. You do what you want to do." So I had my own basketball and goal in the backyard. I walked 4 miles each day to go learn how to swim. So I water skied and swam all my life, and that brought about a lot of open doors for me, because that was my first job, teaching and coaching swimming and diving, and I never swam competitively in my life.
So how do you inspire when you've never done it?
You know, it's all about learning, and I think as a physical educator, you learn how to teach, and when you can teach, and that's what coaching is, it's teaching. You teach those skills. I had a young man to go to state in diving, and I will not spring the diving board. So, you know, it's all about putting together what you can in order to get them to understand what it is they need to do to be better at what sport they have chosen.
Well, what made you come out to support Taraji?
Oh, who wouldn't want to support Taraji? I mean, she's amazing. The film has a great message. I'm excited to see her pour herself into this character, because everything she does, she really gives it her all, and I know it's going to be great.
Taraji and I happen to have the same manager, Vince Ciancione, and so, you know, it just made sense for me to come out and support them and see a great film.
You got to show up for the women that you love, and Taraji's my girlfriend, and she also happens to be amazingly talented, and I could watch her do anything, so that's helpful. Yeah. It's good when you come to see a friend who is really good at what they do.
She's really good.
She's just the best. She's just, I mean, it's easy to support her. You just show up, and a smile from ear to ear on my face. I'm so happy to be here.
Everybody here is like so floored just to be around your light. Oh, really? Yeah, they're like, oh my God, I get to work with Taraji.
You're helping me with the light.
How does it feel to be so revered in what you do? Because you're so committed to being such a great actor, honing your craft.
I mean, it feels good. You know, I feel like, you know, I don't take what I do lightly. I feel like God gives us all gifts and purposes in life, and this is mine. And I don't take it lightly. And I believe art changes lives, art saves lives, art creates lives. And like right now, tonight, it's not about me tonight. It's about this woman's story, her legacy. Like, she touched me. She inspired me. And I just want the world to be touched and moved and inspired through her story the way I was. And I'm just so grateful to God and the angels above, including Michael Clark Duncan, who had everything to do with getting this movie distributed.
Do you have a fond memory of him?
I just remember how warm and special he was as a person, as a human. Everyone knows what an incredible actor he was, but he was an amazing person. There were moments, and there's a very emotional scene in the movie where I'm getting fired, and you know, I'm a human. I'm going to work. Some days I'm in it, some days I'm not. And this particular day, I just wasn't feeling it. And as a scene partner, he was there, he was available, and all I had to do was look up into his big old brown eyes, and then it came for me. And that's a lot to say for him. You know, because, you know, oftentimes you work with scene partners and they're not partners. They're all about them. He's total partner. He's a partner, just a great guy. He was a great, amazing guy. And I'm just honored that I shared the screen with him on his last project.
What does it feel like to be here representing Michael Clark tonight?
You know, it's just a full circle. I remember when the script came to our home, and I remember reading it and saying, honey, you've got to see this. This is an amazing story about an African-American woman at a black school, and we're both graduates of HBCUs. Michael went to Alcorn State. I went to Howard and Central. Where'd you go?
Clark, Atlanta.
See? Clark is in the house. Yes, and we need to tell stories like this. And so Michael got behind this project, and he was so passionate about it. And so I just can't wait to see how the story's put together.
I just remember him being on Wendy Williams saying, "That's my baby."
You know, I miss him every single day, and you know, I walked up. I hadn't seen the posters yet, and I was like, "Can I please take a poster of her?" So yeah, I'm gonna put it on his. He has one of those vanity walls. Michael does. I'm gonna just put it up there with the rest of the Green Mile and the Armageddons and the Scorpion Kings. Yeah.
What's your fondest memory about Michael during this time of making this film?
You know, when we were in New Orleans shooting this project, we got to go and experience the full. I mean, we went on tour. We went on all these kind of like sightseeing tours, and then we went on the restaurant tour, and you know my baby loved to eat, and so it was just fantastic to be there and to be a part of it, and to see him so happy during the shooting of this project. And you know, Taraji is also an HU grad.
Howard.
She's a Howard girl too, so we would gang up on Michael a little bit.
I love that.
Yeah.
And isn't it cool that how we get to tell this story of the coach? I met Coach Starks. She's amazing.
She is amazing. In fact, I'm going to the Black Hall of Fame, and she's being honored there. So I'm looking forward to visiting with her and just spending some time with her.